Hello friends, Ginny D here. Those of you who have been around for a while may know that during Critical Role Campaign 2, Jester was kinda my thing. I fell in love with her immediately and proceeded to cosplay a bunch of different variations of all of her costumes over the years.
I'm Jester, and you're a dick! Here it is, the finished look. Goth Jester.
Oh, and she don't know that I dug my axe into the
Did
side.
it ever happen? Did you hold the plum in your hand? It smells plummy.
If we said all natural wine.
For a while there, I was painting myself blue practically once a week. Now that Campaign 3 of Critical Role, which is a live-streamed D&D show, by the way, if you're one of the, 3 total D&D nerds who haven't heard of it, now that it's officially kicked off, everyone has been asking me who I'm gonna cosplay. And honestly, all 3 of the female characters in this campaign would make for great cosplays, in totally different ways. To be completely honest, I'm not sure yet which one is gonna call to me the most. So I thought I would just take a stab at some cosplay tests and see how I feel. Just a warning, this video will contain extremely minor spoilers for Campaign 3. We're only a few episodes in, but I'm gonna talk a little about each character so far, so just be forewarned. We are gonna start with Laura Bailey's character, Imogen. Swoosh cut! Okay, I am barefaced, moisturized, I have my purple contacts in. Fun fact, these are the same contacts I use for Jester. I guess Laura Bailey just really likes purple eyes, which is lucky for me. I'm just gonna start covering up all of the problems with my skin right now. Imogen is much more in the costume than in the makeup in comparison to the other characters. She has a few sort of defining facial characteristics like the freckles and the dark brown eyebrows, but in general, a lot of what I'm gonna be doing for Imogen's makeup is very similar to what I do for my own daily makeup. Daily. As if I wear makeup every day. It's been really interesting to see Imogen start to unfold on screen because she's a very subtle character. Jester was the opposite of subtle. I think in a lot of ways, Imogen is more like Vex in terms of Vex was a pretty subtle character too. Judging by this dream she has at the end of episode 3, she obviously has a lot of backstory. It's vibing like it's gonna be tragic. Interestingly, I feel like Imogen is kind of starting to step into the role of the leader of the group in some ways, and I think that is great. I honestly think that she would make a great leader slash face of a party, and I would love to see that happen for Imogen. God, these brows are gonna look kind of Arya-esque, and everyone's gonna say, has anyone ever told you that you look like Maisie Williams? So talking about Imogen's costume, I actually think Imogen is going to be a really popular cosplay this campaign, and that's just because it's a very approachable costume, for beginners especially, and I think we're already seeing this because I have seen a lot of Imogen cosplays already. I don't know if the cast plans this or what, but I definitely feel like last campaign at least, there were some more approachable cosplays and there were some crazy cosplays. Taliesin just seems to love throwing really intense challenges at cosplayers, from Molly's coat to Caduceus's armor and now to Ashton's just whole existence. And Jester was a popular cosplay last campaign because it's just such a charming visual, but I think Bo and Yasha were arguably the most common female cosplays from campaign 2 because they didn't require any body paint and they were just much more accessible to sort of your average cosplayer. My patented bent bobby pin freckles trick. Now, this is not by any means to imply that Imogen is an easy cosplay. Her costume still has a lot of details, but because she has such an iconic color scheme with the purple hair, the yellow scarf, the blue dress, the white vest, I think it will also be pretty easy to get close enough pieces and still really look like Imogen. God, I love freckles. I have to actively convince myself not to give every NPC that I design freckles. So for my costume, since this is just a makeup test, I just threw some stuff together. I made just a rectangle of yellow fabric to be the scarf, and I ordered a white vest online. Everything else is pretty much just out of closet. I even already had a purple wig. I have no idea what I bought it for. I don't think I've ever used it. I have to tell you, I went and saw the premiere of Campaign 3 in theaters up in Fort Collins, and before the game even started, during all of the announcements, I noticed that Laura's dice had a defined color palette of lavender and light blue, which obviously are big colors for Imogen. And we had no idea who the characters were or what they looked like yet, but I spotted that palette and I was like, yes! I actually went into campaign 2 with a wish list for character design, which was not met. I didn't love doing body paint every dang week for Jester for a while there. Like, body paint is a big pain in the butt to put on, but it is something that I think I'm like getting pretty good at, and I like to be able to use those skills that I feel confident about in my cosplays. I'm a little sad that there are no tieflings in this campaign, but wah wah, what can you do? Imogen has big lips. I do not. We're gonna do our best. Okay, I think I've pretty much got the makeup stuff set. I'm gonna change into the shirt before I don the wig. That's a cosplay lesson for you. Take off your crew neck before you put on a wig. I just cut out this piece of yellow fabric to be the same size as just a traditional bandana. How did I tie it on the mannequin? It was working on the mannequin. The fact that Laura tweeted that she gave Imogen purple hair because she owns a purple wig makes me so hopeful for cast cosplays this campaign. Fresh out of the bag, never been worn. And then I'm actually gonna trim a few of these strands just because she has some kind of like long curly strands that are pretty close to her face. This is an Arta wig, so they can stand up to some pretty high heat. To really quickly just curl these strands, I'm going to just heat them with the straightener and then just wrap them around my finger and let it cool. Let's check out the whole finished look. Oh gosh, okay. A young lady with long, light purple hair, a yellow scarf around my neck. I look a bit, maybe shy, like I'm trying to hide myself from other people. Just keeping myself tucked back a little bit, and looking mildly uncomfortable as we rattle along. Name spelled wrong, but that's all right. You done made me cuss.
Welcome! It's that time again.
Don't get too excited. It's still November, but you know, I gotta think about holiday gifts early or they won't ship in time.
I'm at your command. Let's spread some cheer!
I'm here about my D&D party. They can be so hard to shop for. I mean, my DM already has all the core rulebooks, tons of dice. I'm afraid that if I give her another gift card, she'll kill my character.
Oh, I have the perfect idea for this. Get her a chia pet.
I was thinking something more like the Southlands World Book from Kobold Press. It's this amazing desert and jungle campaign setting for 5e. Or Scarlet Citadel, this classic dungeon crawl adventure that would be really fun to play.
Are you sure she wouldn't like a chia pet better? You can get one in the shape of a hedgehog.
I really think she'd get more use out of something like Kobold Press's Vault of Magic. It's a book of more than 900 magic items. Or Tome of Beasts 2 with over 400 monsters. The pocket edition would even fit in a stocking.
Well, you sound pretty settled. How about the players then? What about a Peloton?
Maybe. Or I could get them the Deep Magic Pocket Edition, or the spell cards for their classes. Deep Magic has all kinds of new spells to try out. Or maybe the Southlands Player's Guide. That way we're all ready to kick off a new campaign.
Ooh, I've got it. A goat.
What?
Toilet paper? A DVD copy of Risky Business.
Where did you get this book? Visit koboldpress.com to order your gifts in time for the holidays. Check out the link in the description. Okay, look number 2 is Laudna, Marisha's character from Campaign 3. I already popped in some black contacts just because I had them on hand. Since my actual garments for this costume are not that close to Laudna's, I thought I should do everything I can. I have this white cream makeup that's super cheap. This is like a Halloween makeup. I don't even know how long I've had it. I think years. I'm just gonna try applying that like foundation to my face and just see how it goes. So everyone has been asking me if I'm going to cosplay Laudna. Here's the thing, like, I'm excited to, whoa. My best friend, Laura, is going to be cosplaying Laudna. She's already been working on the costume for weeks, and she's gonna be amazing at it. And I would really like to be able to, like, cosplay alongside her as part of, like, the party. But that also makes me feel really excited about doing this makeup test because this is, like, my chance to be Laudna for a hot second since I don't plan on doing the full cosplay. So, character-wise, I adore Laudna. I love that she's like creepy but friendly, and she clearly like has some bitterness in there with relation to the Derolos, and it's not like she is like a cheerful character the same way that Jester is, for example, but I just love this juxtaposition of her being like sort of friendly and kind, but everyone is afraid of her. One thing I've been noticing so far is that Laudna seems to be a fan favorite, like an immediate fan favorite. I love that for Marisha. Like, after all of the shit that she has gotten over her characters and like everything that she's been through at the hands of the fandom, like the way that people treated Keyleth, I am seeing so much Laudna art and just like so much love for Laudna, and I just love that from Marisha. I've been seeing a ton of speculation about Laudna's parentage, and I get it, like she's from Whitestone. Like, we're all curious. Even if she's not like a descendant of a character that we know, I do think it's pretty clear that Laudna is going to like have backstory that's related to the Derolo family and like to what happened in Whitestone. It's really interesting because I feel like in campaign 2, they really specifically avoided like associating too much with any campaign 1 stuff. It was like they were walking on eggshells trying to be like, no, this is not campaign 1, this is a different campaign. But it feels like this campaign, they're a lot more open to like bringing in campaign 1 references and characters and stuff. I mean, we've got Orum's connection to Keyleth and the Erishari. We've got Laudna being connected to Whitestone. It's cool to see some of our old favorites come back in too. Feeling a little Beetlejuicy right now. Also, I know it's not just me getting couple vibes off of Imogen and Laudna, right? Like, their dynamic is so good. So it's really hard not to see Imogen's like telepathic struggles as a parallel for mental illness, especially like from someone like me who experiences mental illness. Like, it feels relatable. If she is ever like, hey, I need to leave this place because I'm overwhelmed, or like, hey, I have a bad feeling, Laudna just like immediately trusts her and supports her. So for Laudna's costume, I think like one of the key parts of her costume is this heavily embroidered top. And that's just not something I was gonna put together for a makeup test. Thankfully, unlike Imogen, Laudna has like a lot more visual cues in her styling, so I think her clothes are a little bit less important to get totally perfect. I think she'll still read Laudna. The main stuff I customized for Laudna is I added a white weft to a wig, and I made her little rock pick that goes in her hair, which, by the way, when I was researching it to figure out what to make, I was like, what is this supposed to be in her hair? And when I found out it was a rock pick, I was like, oh yeah, Whitestone. I'm curious if that's just flavor or if that's like gonna come in. Like, we don't really know her direct connection to Whitestone and like the mining of the actual stone. And then I also did her little gold ear cuffs. I just ordered some online and then I attached some beads to them and just spray painted the absolute crap out of them. I think these are a really interesting accessory to have in a D&D context, just wanna say. Cause like they're mimicking the shape of an elf ear. I don't know, like it just makes me curious about what Laudna's relationship is to like elves, for example. These like ornate elf ear shaped jewelry, does she wear those for a reason? I also just absolutely love the way she's flavoring all of her spells and just like the way that her magic looks, and watching Travis's reactions to it is just priceless. All right, I'm gonna switch into my chemise and then we will do all of the finishing touches. I made this little hammer. It's like a chopstick that I covered in foam because it was too thin. I didn't have anything the right thickness. And then I made the top out of Sculpey. I made black fake blood, so that I can have like black ichor dripping on my hands. Get this hair on here. It's always hard to make hair look messy on purpose in exactly the way you want. Oh, these are gonna get so stuck in the hair like immediately. All right, now I just gotta stick the hammer in and I will be done. Let's see the finished product all together. Are we playing hide and seek?
Are you well? Are you Is it fun? Do you need assistance? I am fun scary. I'm scary.
Okay, the final look, Fearne. When Fearne's art was first released for Exandria Unlimited, I was immediately like, did someone just reach into my brain and pull this aesthetic out of it? Some of you may have noticed that Fearne and my D&D character have a lot in common. In fact, I'm going to be using the wig that I wear for Aisling for this makeup test. But, full disclosure time, I haven't actually watched all of Exandria Unlimited. And it's not because I don't like it, because I watched the first episode and a half and I really did like it. It has a very different feel than the main Critical Role campaigns, but in a really fun, lighthearted way. And there are some characters that I'm really interested in learning more about, Fearne being one of them. The real reason why I didn't watch all of it is because I was super behind on Campaign 2 when Campaign 2 ended. So I used that time, the time that Exandria Unlimited was airing, to finish Campaign 2 and get caught up on Campaign 2. And by the time I finished Campaign 2, Campaign 3 was about to start. And I would like to eventually watch Exandria Unlimited because I want to know all the stuff that happens in it. I'm very much a completionist. I'm the kind of person that wants to do everything in order. I know not everyone is like that, but that's just the way that I am. So I probably will end up eventually watching Exandria Unlimited. But for now, I am basically getting to know those characters for the first time, including Fearne, which might make it kind of weird to go backwards. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So I'm gonna say something that might be a little bit controversial. I don't know. I have always really loved Ashley as a role player. I feel like she has a really different roleplay style than a lot of the other players at the table, but I did not feel like Yasha as a character catered to that style well. Ashley is not one of those D&D players who always has something to say, like Liam or Marisha, or let's be honest, me. She usually doesn't say anything unless she has something to say, and if you combine that with Yasha being a pretty quiet and withdrawn character, I feel like we just ended up not getting much out of Ashley. Ashley as Pike took a little while to grow on me. I didn't have any really strong feelings about Pike at first when I started watching Campaign 1, and it took a while for me to learn to appreciate Ashley's role-playing style. But once I did, I thought she was one of the funniest role players at the table, and I'm really getting to see that come out in Fearne in a way that I didn't feel like I saw that much in Yasha, and I am thrilled about it. Also, can I just say, holy shit, who else is excited about the first campaign where Ashley gets to be a full-time player the entire campaign? Love that for us. I am very invested in seeing how Fearne plays out at the table long term. She is such a chaotic influence right now, and characters that were pretty chaotic influences last campaign at the beginning, Not, did end up developing a lot more gravitas as the campaign went on. And I'm really interested to see what direction Ashley's gonna take that. All right, I am gonna change real quick and then we will start doing all of the 1 million accessories. Okay, this is gonna be the most half-assed costume out of them all because they're very specific pieces and I don't really have any of them. I half-assed the garments, but I whole-assed the accessories. Everyone is gonna ask me where I got this wig because it has actually been, from what I've seen, quite difficult to find a wig in the right color for Fearne. Unfortunately, the wig I got for Aisling, it's no longer offered. I got it on Amazon and the seller doesn't offer it anymore. So sorry, it's a shame because it really is an absolutely beautiful wig. All right, so first headband. These are my Fearne ears. It's just foam, hot glue, faux fur, a little acrylic paint. Gonna have to really keep my human ears out of the way here. All right, now we got, this one goes on this side. So that means this one should have the pink bow. Rather than trying to really accurately get the shape in the art, I'm more just going for letting the hair do what the hair wants to do. Oh boy. These horns were designed and 3D printed by my friend Jesse. I think he has the 3D print files available somewhere. I will check in with him and put them in the description. I went absolutely wild at the Michaels floral section today. I'm just very intelligently securing all of this with straight pins right now so that I won't be able to move during this photo shoot without stabbing myself. I'm a professional. Oh my god, I just know I'm gonna hit these horns on everything. This is looking pretty good, but it's going to be so not secure that flowers are gonna be falling off of me the whole time that I'm shooting. Okay. I think I did it. Oh, completely forgot about my favorite accessory. Wait for this. I spent all day on this. It looks so creepy, not on. Well, it looks creepy on too. To make this, I bought it's basically like nude tights, but in a glove form. I don't know why they are made, but those exist. And I painted them with acrylic paints. And then I took strips of Warbler and I built these spooky nails over top of some regular fake nails, which leaves me with this. Oh my gosh, I think it came out really well. It looks great. All right, let's see if I can get some nice shots of this before I stab myself or lose all my flowers.
Don't get on my ass about it. All I know is that it's pretty easy to do here. That's all I took from what you said. It's beautiful. And it's for the god of arts and crafts. I think that's what he said. Can I have a glass of milk with whiskey in it? You know what I think we should do? I think we should kill them all. I'm just kidding.
There they are, the ladies of Campaign 3. Which one was your favorite? I think I'm kind of leaning Fearne now, but I'm really curious to hear what you think. By the way, if you haven't seen any of my Critical Role videos before, I have a bunch of them. A good one to start with might be Where She Sleeps. It's my parody of Before He Cheats that I perform and sing entirely in character as Jester Lavore from Campaign 2. You kind of have to see it to get it. I do a pretty good jester accent, you know, not to toot my own horn or anything like that. You should totally check it out.